Welcome to FM Tuition Academy. Okay, so today we are continuing with the subtraction of numbers, but we're looking at part 2 since we already did part 1. So subtraction of numbers. Okay, so this is now part 2. The one that we are dealing with at first was part 1. Now part 2 is a little bit complicated and it gets a little bit harder, but it's good for you so that you learn and you improve in your studies. Okay, let's go into business, guys. Look at question 1. For example, in your test, if a teacher brings for you 52 minus 13, if such a question comes, what do you do? This question is a little bit different. Why? Because the number on top, you see this number on top 2, is actually is smaller than the number down here, which is 3. So this, once the number on top is smaller, have you seen the number on top is smaller? The one I've circled, it is smaller because which one is bigger, 2 or 3? It is 3. So when there's a smaller number on top, you always borrow 1 from the number before that number. Okay? So I've removed that circle. I just want to show you that the number on top is smaller. You see 2 is smaller, 3 is larger. So when there's a smaller number on top, you always borrow 1 from the number that is before. So you remove 1 from 5. 5 will become 4. Then that number, that 1, you add it to these 2. Then 2 will become 12. And then 12 minus these 3 here. What are you going to get? 9. Okay? And then this 4 here minus this 1. The answer is 3. That's how you subtract numbers. You always borrow 1 from the number before. I hope you have understood. Where you can't understand, ask your parent to help you understand, and it will help you to have a clear understanding. Okay, let's go to the next question. Question 2. If they bring for you 54 minus 25. Okay? 54 minus 25. Actually, this one is not going to be 54. It is actually there it is 0. This is 5. So it's 50 minus 25. How do you solve that? I said whenever the number on top is smaller. Have you seen 0 is smaller than 5? Have you seen there's 0 on top? 0 is smaller than 5. So if it's like this, if there's a smaller number on top, it means you have to borrow 1 from this number. So I borrow 1 from 5. 5 will become 4. Then that one, I add it to 0. So it becomes 10. So 10 on top minus this 5 here, I'm going to have 5. Because from 10, I'm removing 5. And then 4 minus 2. You see there's 4 here minus 2 here, which will give me 2 as well. So it becomes 25. That's how you do to the remaining ones. Okay? So question 3. 4, 1, 2. And then here we have 9, 0, 3. Okay? Actually, this one is 1 here, not it's 1 here. So how do you subtract such a number? So we start. Is the number on top bigger? Yes. 2 minus 0. So this one you don't borrow. Why? Because the 2 is bigger than the 0. So you just say 2 minus 0, it is 2. You don't borrow. But this one, 1 here is smaller than 9. Have you seen 9 is down? So you cannot subtract a bigger number from a smaller number. So when the smaller number is on top, what do? You borrow 1 from this number here. Okay? So you remove 1 from 4. 4 will become 3 because you have removed 1. Then that one, you add it to this existing one, it becomes 11. So what is 11 minus 9? 9, 10, 11. 11 minus 9, it is 2. Then 3 on top, this one, this 3 that's on top, minus this one here, it will give me 2. That's how you solve such kind of questions. So you proceed, guys. Same thing, if the whole thing continues, they give you 6, 24, 3. And then they give you, here it's 1, there it's 0, and then this is 5, and then this is actually, here it's actually 0. How do you solve such a question? You are subtracting such a question. How do you do it? So you start. The number on top minus the number down. What is 3? This 3 minus 0. So 3 minus 0, it is 3. Okay? 4 minus 5. Because 4 is smaller than 5, that means it cannot be subtracted. So what do? You borrow 1 from 2. You borrow 1 from what? You borrow 1 from 2. So from this 2, I've borrowed 1. So when I remove 1 from 2, 2 will reduce and then to become 1. That 1 I add it to 4. So it becomes 14. So 14 minus 5. What is 14 minus 5? 14 minus 5 is actually, what is 14 minus 5? It is actually 9. Okay? 14 minus 5 is actually 9. So when you count 14, you remove 5. The answer you remain with, it's actually 5. If you don't remember, count 14 lines, then cancel out 5. You'll find that what you're going to remain with is actually 9. So 1 minus 0 here, this one on top, minus this 0 is going to be 1. 6 here, minus 1, it is actually 5. That's how you solve these kind of questions. Thank you very much, and I hope you have learned and you have understood. Where you don't understand, your parents will help you to understand the end.